I can't believe these fucking Republican conservative cucks. I can't believe any of them. When there is unbridled proof of yet another mass shooter having ties to white supremacy groups, conservative groups, which includes being a fan of people like Tim Pool, they come up with excuses as to why it has nothing to do with them and they're going to back away. I don't see how he could be a Nazi. I know you don't actually care, but just so I get it out of my system, he wrote a post that ended with Heil Hitler and had about a dozen pictures of people dressed in Nazi regalia with "my kind of people" as the caption. Oh, so everyone you don't like is automatically a Nazi. Fucking people, I tell ya. A lot of misinformation continues to be shared about the Texas mall shooter's identity. 2 incorrect photos are mugshots of guys with the same name. That's the real gunman on the left. And Elmo Musk is profiting off of these mass shootings. New York Times, what could have possibly motivated the Allen terrorist? Terrorist says, I hate black people. If we only had a clue. I also hate women and I'm pro-Hitler. Even a breadcrumb. See my lengthy social media promoting Nazis and genocide. Alas, a mystery. Wow, the Allen, Texas mass shooter's profile on the Russian social media site has been found. He posted photos of Nazi tattoos and reconnaissance photos of the outlet mall weeks prior. He also posted the right-wing YouTuber Tim Pool. And this asshole says, I'm assuming they posted the fake Russian profile in response to the fact that a trans person shot kids and they're terrified. Just, you fucking pussy. You reap what you sow. You reaped, now sow. You pathetic little worm. The profile is real. This shooter was real. Who he killed was real. His tattoos are real. And like a little pussy, you're going to try to backpedal out of it. You're just going to sink into the shadows. You have absolutely nothing to do with this. You're going to fucking lie. I had nothing to do with it. You have everything to do with it. If you weren't such a goddamn pussy, you might see this and say to yourself, or say to the public, first off, if this is exactly what you wanted, and I'm sure it is exactly what you wanted, then you wouldn't be a pussy. Come right out and say it. Own it. This is what I wanted. This is what the end goal is. I'm glad he shot people. Just come out and fucking say it. Because if you're not going to say it, and you're going to try to keep up this idea that you have nothing to do with it, and this isn't your end goal, and this isn't the type of thing you want, and you're really just an awesome person who is against innocent people getting killed at an outlet mall, then the least you could do is say to yourself, Jesus, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm giving people the wrong impression. Maybe my rhetoric is getting through to people in the wrong way. Maybe they're taking it the wrong way. Maybe I should come forward like a fucking man and tell the public, especially in light of this fact, I am so sorry. This is not what I intended to happen at all. I'm going to take another look at what I'm doing. I think a lot of people should take another good, hard, close look at what they're doing, because this is absolutely reprehensible. This is not what I am for. This is everything that I am against. I do not condone violence. I do not condone genocide. I am sorry. I'm going to be a human being and show some decency and respect and empathy, plain old sympathy where it is warranted, and apologize to these people. I'm going to say I'm sorry. I feel horrible to the family and the friends and the community for what happened. I feel absolutely embarrassed, beside myself, that this guy had the gall to mention my name in his little manifesto or his Russian propaganda profile page or whatever the fuck it is he had that he left. I am just beside myself. I am ashamed. I am embarrassed. And if this is true, and my rhetoric, my podcast, any of the words that have come out of my mouth is even in the tiniest bit partially responsible for all of this carnage, then just tell me what to do to make it better. Just hell, I'll back off and I will stop the podcast for like a week, 2 weeks, so I can personally go to Allen, Texas, so I can personally give my respects to this community and these families and friends and neighborhoods where these people lived. I will take a whole bunch of my fucking money to show that this is not what I'm about, and I will donate it to these families and friends and community. Nope, he's not going to do that at all. He's not going to reap what he sowed. He's going to simply say the Russian profile that mentions my name is a fake. It's just fake. It's just libtards. It's liberals who are scared to death because a trans person shot up a school. That was like 20 fucking some shootings ago, asshole. We feel just as horrible about the victims being shot at Covenant School as we feel horrible right now. The nerve of your ass to try to defend yourself by using whataboutisms, by bringing up a trans shooter, the one trans shooter out of hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of shooters just like this one, so that you don't have to say, I'm sorry. I think it might be me. I think I might have something to do with this. If I did, and you do, then just tell me what I can do to make it better. Just let me know what I should do while I take some time off from my shit podcast so I can really reflect and figure out what I can do better and what all of us can do better. No. He's just going to be a piece of shit. review of psychological evidence concludes that men are shaped by evolution to be aggressive toward outsiders. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I can't get laid, so I'm going to go and shoot people. Holy shit. You know, I'm not a man, and I have been in a position where I've wanted dudes that I couldn't have. I never bought a gun because of it. And this whole, all this rhetoric, all this bullshit about real men, alpha males, strong dudes, you're a bunch of fucking pussies. What the hell kind of a moron listens to Tim Pool and decorates his body with Nazi symbols and claims that he's a real man and he's angry and he wants a civil war. So he goes to an outlet mall in bumfuck Texas and shoots children and mothers and a fourth grader and a second grader. You piece of cowardly shit. This is what a real man is to you and to the people like Tim Pool that drive you on, and all the people that are supporting this rhetoric, that are now trying to backpedal because they're dropping names and ideologies which do not belong to libtards. I don't care what the fuck you say. This is the real right-wing alpha male shit you've been looking for. Shooting women and children at a fucking outlet mall. Some old lady is shopping for Hummels. She's looking for the latest freaking Precious Moments boy with an umbrella figurine at the Hallmark store. That's who he's got to kill because he's a man. All these fucking shooters, they specifically go after the most vulnerable. Have you noticed that? The smallest, the weakest, the most unaware, the most vulnerable. You never hear of some Tim Pool fan, right-wing, alpha male, maggot, conservative cuck walking into a biker bar and starting that shit, do you? You never hear of these losers walking into some fire station and pulling this shit. Or going into the NRA meeting, which says no guns allowed, and not caring because it's about starting a civil war. You never hear of them doing that, do you? Nope. They have to go into the elementary school to show how fucking hardcore they are. They have to go into the Hallmark store at the outlet mall and gun down this 80-year-old woman with the stockings rolled down below her knees. That's how they're going to prove what a man they are. You fucking pieces of shit. And Tim Pool and Marjorie Three Toes Green and Bobo Bobert and all of these right-wing fuckers are just going to back the fuck off of it. Nope, we have nothing to do with that. We have nothing to do with that. This and that and the other thing that you're finding out about the shooter, oh, that's just a lie. That's just perpetrated by libtards. Because abortion, because prayer, because this, because that, because eggs are $1 more this week at Costco. Anything they can say. They don't even have the balls to admit it out loud that this is directly a result of them and this is exactly what they want. They won't say that part out loud. All the shit they say out loud, but this they won't say anything about. That's how scared they are. Like I mentioned about Tim Pool, you reaped, now you sow. You wanted it, now fucking own it. Just fucking own it already. This is what you wanted. This is your prize, you know? You hit the $25,000 pyramid. You spun the wheel right in Wheel of Fortune. This is what you wanted. This was the end goal. This is exactly what you were hoping for. We know this is what you were hoping for. Stop being a pussy and just have the balls to admit it already. You shouldn't be losing any of your fans by saying this, because your fans are going out to do this. And dickheads like Tim Pool are never going to come forward. They're never going to be man enough to at least own this. Because ultimately, it's Tucker Carlson syndrome. He doesn't want to get deplatformed. He can't say the wrong thing out loud. He already says plenty that's wrong out loud. He doesn't want to be deplatformed from YouTube. So he's actually going to sink into the hedges and say, nope, that's not true. There's no such thing as a profile on a Russian site. He's saying this to people. We now know the names of the victims killed in Allen, Texas. Hugh and Cindy Cho and their 3-year-old son, James. Their 6-year-old was injured, and he's the only one left alive in that family, by the way. Ashwarya Thetakonda, 27. Christian Lacour, 20. Sisters Daniela and Sophia Mendoza, a 4th grader and a 2nd grader. Their mother was injured. I can admit when I'm wrong. I thought he was tied to the cartel. New evidence shows him with Nazi tattoos, so he is more likely tied to Ukraine than the cartel. This is the shit these people are doing. They know they're guilty. They saw that it was a Hispanic man that did the shooting. Right away. Not, I feel horrible for what I'm peddling, like what fucker Tim Pool should be doing right now. I would be beside myself. I would be locked up in my room bawling my eyes out if I thought that anything that I had said or did may have had anything to do with any nutcase killing children. They know they do directly contribute to this. They directly cause this type of shit.
And these fucking pathetic excuses. Right away, when they found out the shooter was Hispanic, it was Mexican national. See, it's the border. See, it's an illegal immigrant. He's Mexican. He jumped over Biden's border. Thanks a lot, Biden. Here's his profiles. Here's his image. Here's all of his Nazi tattoos. Here's his manifesto. Here are the people he looks up to, Tim Pool being one of them, Hitler being another, swastikas all over him. There they are, right there. No, that's not right. He can't be a white supremacist because he's Hispanic. Yeah, that's how fucking stupid you people are. That's how fucking ridiculous your bullshit is. The Proud Boys member, he didn't look very white to me. He didn't look very Aryan to me. He didn't look like Ivan Drago from the Rocky movies. In fact, a lot of these fuckers don't look like Ivan Drago from the Rocky movies. They are not some picture of Aryan perfection. That's how much of a mental illness problem we have in this country. That's how much of a stupidity problem we have in this country. That's how fucking stupid you look. That now people who are not Aryan are falling for your bullshit. I guess we'll never know. Allen, Texas shooter had Nazi and SS tattoos. He wrote that Joseph Mengele was his hero. In an online screed, he wrote, "This post is inspired by libs of TikTok," before ranting about Drag Queen Story Hour. The post ended with Heil. Allen Shooter was a Tim Pool fan, inspired by libs of TikTok. These pundits cause stochastic terrorism. They know it. They don't care. No, they do not. Notice how there were no protests for the children murdered at the Christian school. Fucking Kevin Sorbo probably doesn't even know the name of that school. By the way, the shooter of the Covenant School went to the Covenant School. Didn't they expel 2 black Tennessee lawmakers for protesting after that shooting? Well, to be fair, Kevin assumed it was just because they were black, which, fair enough, is pretty believable for Tennessee. He'll be pushing reverse mortgages on Fox soon. Jerkules strikes again. What an asshole. This is the newest, preposterously easy to prove wrong right-wing nutjob talking point. There were massive protests. Tennessee reacted predictably with racism by removing the 2 black lawmakers who stood in solidarity with their constituents. A 3rd lawmaker who did likewise, who was a white woman, was not expelled. Everyone using this idiotic Christo-fascist talking point either knows this and is a lying sack of shit, or is so unbelievably ignorant and unaware of current events they should not be discussing them. fuck keeps posting Kevin Sorbo anyway? Why is he here? Ew. Working for a government and raising arms against it. Don't forget the automatic weapons pins that the right are wearing out in the open. The Democratic ones are wearing crayon pins, by the way. Florida motocrosser and transphobe Zachary Ward has just been arrested on 30 counts of possession of child sex abuse images. Gives pounding a tall boy after work a whole new meaning. He's Hispanic. He can't be a white supremacist. Okay, well, what about him literally saying that he is? Wow. This is from his social media account. Latino children faced with two options: act black or become white supremacist. That's gotta really, really have been hard for him. That in life, those were his two options. I would call that a bit mentally ill and uneducated, wouldn't you? So let's give him a gun already. Why did they wear pins glorifying the murder weapons instead of the victims? Oh. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha ha ha. The media tried saying the mass shooter in Texas was a neo-Nazi motivated by white supremacy, because nothing screams white supremacist neo-Nazi like a Mexican gang member named Mauricio Garcia. He was a fucking Nazi, you absolute nightmare. And where did you get the information, Mexican gang member? You know all those Proud Boys you've been defending over the past few days? Because still more of them are getting caught and brought into court. Their leader, I believe, was Hispanic. People, it's just a big excuse to separate themselves from their bullshit. The fallout of their rhetoric and their fucking evil. Now, if the guy isn't Ivan Drago looking Aryan type guy, they're going to say, nope, wasn't a white supremacist, he had brown skin. Again, looks pretty fucking stupid, doesn't it? Because a lot of guys who are not perfect Aryans call themselves white supremacists. You don't look very Aryan to me, but here you go defending him. Marge identified the shooter being a Hispanic with gang tattoos. That's what she said. By the way, she still hasn't apologized for that yet. Being dead fucking wrong. Dead fucking wrong. Don't know fuck all about the shooter. Automatically Mexican, brown, gang member, gang tattoos. No, you fucking dolt. It's right here. Crickets. Oath Keeper who led the attack on the Capitol on January 6th asked for leniency because he showed service and dedication to the Oath Keepers. You can't make this shit up. I say we give him a choice. We throw him in the military and deploy him immediately. When he shows great dedication and service, maybe when he comes back and he's not in a body bag, we'll show some leniency and he'll get like 5 years instead of 10 or something. That's what we should be doing. Shots and prayers. The fuck? Texas shooter was a fan of Tim Pool, who spends a lot of time on his show talking about an upcoming civil war. And that's another reason these fucking shooters are moronic as fuck. They listen to these assholes like Tim Pool, who can't be seen without that disgusting dumbass beanie because he can't handle the fact that he's balding, telling them what to do, telling them to go out and do it, while they sit on ass doing nothing. You think Tim Pool is going to join you on one of your shooting sprees? You think Tim Pool is going to lead the charge on your stupid fucking civil war? Tim Pool is going to be sitting on ass in front of his microphone, making money off of other morons like you. Gunman who killed 8 people at the Outlet Mall on Saturday briefly received military training, but was discharged from the Army over a mental health condition after just 3 months. And of course, Texas did not provide any mental health care at all. And here we go again. Suspect has been arrested and charged in a shooting on a Dallas train that killed 1 person and injured 2 others. And here it is. Six-year-old William Cho is the only surviving member of his family after they went to the Allen, Texas Mall on Saturday. According to the family friend, his parents, Q and Cindy Cho, and his 3-year-old younger brother James were 3 out of the 8 killed in the mass shooting. R.I.P. Q, Cindy, and James Cho. Hi, we're friends of the Cho family and setting up this GoFundMe. I was unfortunate enough to see the deceased image of the father on Twitter. I feel like these pictures should be seen by everyone. Let them see the carnage that ensues when deranged people have access to weapons that make them a terrorist when used incorrectly. Side-by-side photo of both the deceased and this one above. Shove it in people's faces and force them to see the uncomfortable truth of what guns do to these people. I actually live like 15 minutes from the mall that was shot up. It's eerie being around that area. I can almost guarantee I've seen that man at one point, as I'm always out and about. Lost my 9-year-old cousin to the Covenant school shooting. Can't watch mass shooting videos anymore because I keep seeing his face no matter what's on the video. I saw it too. He was missing his entire mouth. Makes me want to throw up. I shouldn't be the only one. I want to make Congress throw up. So we have to see car accidents for driver training, bad forklifts accidents for safety training. But here, just take this gun and have fun. Just reading that this child's whole family is gone was daggers to the heart. Yep, you could force any gun-loving amosexual to view these crime scenes with these bloodied victims, and they still won't care. They'll talk about anything else but any solution. And then they'll Bible thump and say being a secular nation is what's responsible. But what it really comes down to is that they couldn't care less. People's lives are less important than their right. And that's why I'm going to say I don't listen to anybody, and I will never do what anybody says regarding women's reproductive rights. I will never let any of these assholes try to shame me or anybody else for abortion in this country again. They have piles and piles of dead children of all ages on their hands. These people are evil. I don't even have to be religious to say that. I'm going to say it. They're evil. They are inhuman. They are dead wrong. They have no place at the table for any serious discussion. I don't give a fuck what they have to say or what excuses they use to try to deny you your rights. When they are willing to ignore everything because of their one right that I personally believe they completely misunderstand, to have that gun in their hands. It doesn't faze me anymore. Anything they have to say. Your religious bullshit, go suck a dick. Your prayers bullshit, go suck a dick. Your anti-trans bullshit, go suck a dick. Money, lobbying, the NRA, go suck a dick. The Constitution, but my 2A, constitutions can change. Go suck a dick. You have no regard for anybody's health or safety or lives or rights. I really don't give a shit about what you want as a right. Go suck a dick. Jesus Christ, that little boy is the only one left. Equally heartbroken and disgusted. Fuck this country and all the right-wing psychos holding everyone hostage. these pieces of shit are out there denying his neo-Nazi beliefs. And why do you think they would be doing that? Here it comes again. No way to prevent this. You're goddamn right. I've just been copying and pasting this daily on multiple posts. The messages will repeat ad infinitum until something is done. Yeah, they're supposed to be having this big sit-in protest on June 6th at the Capitol, I think, or the White House. I can't remember. I would really, really love to go. I would actually love to go. Unfortunately, I got into a car accident last summer. I have no vehicle. Damn, I can't believe it. It's coming on a year soon that I have been without a vehicle. So, if anybody is planning on going or they're interested in going, I would absolutely love to go along with you. It's always when you call out right-wingers on Reddit. Turns out the party of fuck your feelings are the snowflakes all along. We all knew that. Right from the beginning. But I'm fucking proud of you for going this hard with the message. Just a heads up, you can report misuse of the Reddit Cares system. I have a field day with it every once in a while when anti-abortionist weirdos start to spam. To add salt to this wound, this poor kid has a GoFundMe set up because public support systems in and of themselves are a nightmare. And the surviving family will be responsible for the funeral arrangements. That's why I said and I've said it before, I think it was a long time ago, there needs to be an initiative passed right away that says you either make progress when it comes to the gun problem or you are directly financially responsible for the fallout. I don't give a shit what it takes. You can have people protesting, banging down their doors all goddamn day in these towns and these states. You either do something or you're gonna pay. You're gonna cover the funeral costs, you're gonna cover the caskets and the services, the priests and the rabbis. You're going to cover any props. You're going to cover flowers. You're going to cover the headstones. You're going to cover the burials. It's all going to come out of your pocket. I mean, fuck. Make them do something. You're not going to fix it, then you're going to pay for it. That's what you need to do with these fucking people in office. Give them the ultimatum. We'll give you a choice. You're going to do A or you're going to do B. But you're going to do one thing. Shocking move. 2 Texas Republicans just joined the Democrats to pass the Raise the Age gun control bill out of committee. Unfortunately, this is just a committee vote. Now it has to go through all the other steps. I hate to say it, but you're celebrating a bit too early. And you know, these 2 Republicans who had the balls to support it are either doing it because they are starting to get scared shitless of the public, or maybe they're just doing it because it has many more steps to go through. It's probably ultimately not going to pass and they don't care. It's just placating the masses. Empty platitudes. Gee, this guy's personal politics were very hard to figure out. Wow, looks like Marjorie Three Toes Green was right about the gang tattoos. Just happened to be her gang. Allen, Texas shooter, y'all. His personal politics were very hard to figure out. Oh, it was 18 migrants in Texas that were fucking run over? Here's a video of the guy getting yanked out of his car and the shit beaten out of him. I didn't know people did this. I heard that it was actually in front of some Christian help center that these migrants were run over. And now right-wingers are harassing the workers at this Christian outreach center. But they're not mentioning that when they leave their tweets. But in this age of the internet, people way smarter than you are always going to find out. Oh, I can't wait.
Mira cómo traen el tipo allá, ¿ves? Agárralo, no lo dejes ir. ¡Ey, ey, 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 ey! ¡Ey, no! ¡No!
¡Viene la policía! ¡Viene la policía! ¡Maldito, maldito perro!
Oh, get off of it. The guy is just pretending to be knocked out. Every damn stupid fight video I see on here, it's like the guy gets a tap on the chin and he folds like a piece of tissue. And you know he's just pretending to be knocked out. And I think that's what this asshole is doing. Ooh, had to blur part of the video because one of the victims was seen in frame. According to some of the surviving victims, they completely believe the driver intentionally ran them over. They saw him speed up and specifically swerve to the side of the road where all these people were sitting and standing waiting for the bus. There is graphic camera footage which caught the whole incident on tape, which corroborates this totally. Just so you know, it's quite common with white supremacist gangs in prison to have members or friends who are Hispanic or have Hispanic girlfriends, etc. Hell, I think one of the founders of AB was Jewish. The only color they really care about is green. Puro Tango Blast sounds like a Jamba Juice flavor. And they still can't beat the great taste of Puro Tango Blast. So good, it's criminal. Yeah, but are you in the raspberry or orange gang? Oh, stop. You're making me hungry for Italian ice. Walked into a doorknob. This douchebag deserved it. Vigilantism may sometimes be the answer when a broken judicial system's at work. Praise that cameraman from trying to keep the survivors from being arrested for killing that shithead. That it is, I'd paint the pavement with that mouth breather. Interesting. Damn. I wish it could have gone a bit longer. I love when they post the really relevant videos. Damn, I thought it was like 7 or 8 migrants. I didn't know it was 18. What's this shit? Man tries to rob someone at the ATM.
Hey, buddy, you're gonna give me all that money right now. There's a gun in my waistband. You're gonna give me all that money, right? I'm just, hey, buddy, come here. I'm just playing. No, it's a joke. It's a prank.
Prank my ass. Yeah, prankster. Lucky he did not trigger a lethal response. Even if it's just for the lulz, he should know better in this day and age. Right-wing influencers once again directly responsible for inspiring violence. This was the Allen, Texas shooter for all the right-wingers claiming Hispanics cannot be white supremacists. Turns out he's a Tim Pool fan. Tim Pool admits he doesn't care how many kids die as long as he gets to keep his guns. Then in one of his more unhinged moments, he compares children dying in school shootings to the harm done to kids by allowing them to transition. Show your support if you believe that, at the very least, Tim Pool should be completely deplatformed from YouTube. I mean, how? Republican conservatives fought so hard for businesses to be considered the same as people and to do all the things that their greedy little hearts desire to ensure that they keep making as much money as possible, and people like you and me are left in the dust. When it goes against right-wing ideology, then these little snowflakes have an absolute fit. Because ultimately, ironically, a business's number one goal is to make as much money as possible, which means they must appeal to the broadest audience. That's why you have LGBTQ beer cans and rainbow colored sneakers. Even if the businesses themselves don't give a shit about marginalized people or Hands Across America Brotherhood or anything, the vast majority of the public acknowledges, understands, and supports progressive policies, progression in all of its various forms. And YouTube, as a rule, wants to make sure they appeal to the broadest audience possible. That's why they have stringent rules against nudity and graphic violence, and being sure to censor questionable things when you are doing a video or editing a video. And again, I don't care what anybody has to say. Right-wing, extremist, dumb fuck, Christo-fascist, maggot, red hat wearing, Donald Trump loving, 2A gun nutting pieces of shit are not the majority in this country. They are a small minority. They are a small minority because if they weren't, Your beer cans wouldn't have rainbows. Your sneakers wouldn't have hearts and rainbows on them. Businesses just need to do what you have allowed businesses to do to make as much money as possible. If YouTube wants to continue making as much money as possible, they might want to, catch up to everybody in America and quickly jump on this pro-LGBTQ, anti-gun, anti-maggot, anti-Christo-fascist bandwagon. And they can do this easily by getting rid of Tim Pool, completely deplatforming him. Deplatform any of these fuckers that we now have tangible proof of their rhetoric and their dangerous words creating. The proof is right there. You want to help things get better. You want to make more money. You want to show some real solidarity with the majority, the overwhelming majority in this country. Get the fuck rid of him.